My name is Messi. I'm from Southern Africa, a country called Botswana next to South Africa. Welcome to Daniel Aguirre's channel. Thank you, Daniel, for welcoming me again back to your channel. This is a nice channel, it's a beautiful channel, and the job you are doing, recording on Africa or reporting on Africa, what is happening in Africa, is a very good thing that you are doing. Today, I will talk about xenophobic attacks that have been happening in South Africa. It has been chaotic this last week in South Africa. The South Africans have been complaining that the foreign nationals from Africa are taking their jobs. And the one thing that made me wonder out of all of them is when they said that the African foreigners are taking their women. And I'm like to myself, where are they when they are taking their women? And where are they when they are taking their jobs? This is unrealistic. It doesn't make any sense at all for black Africans to be fighting one another. We should be covering each other. Other races are laughing at us that Africans are fighting each other. We should be learning from each other. We should be learning from other African brothers. They are hard workers. We should be learning from them. We should be collaborating with them and asking them how they are doing it for them to prosper. I don't dispute the fact that some sell drugs. Yes, some do. They sell drugs. They are doing dubious crimes. And such groups of people must be taken to court. They must face their crimes instead of painting everybody with a black brush. Painting everybody with a black brush is unacceptable because most of African nations in South Africa are not just coming to South Africa for greener pastures. Some people go to South Africa for meetings. Some people are sent by their countries to do different kinds of jobs in South Africa. Some people are sponsored by their countries to go for education in South Africa. So this can scare all these people that are giving business to South Africa to do their education there and their businesses there. Dear brothers and sisters from South Africa, talk to your not understanding brothers and sisters. Tell them that South Africa once suffered a time when they needed other African nations. There was a time when they were fighting with the white people of South Africa, and other African nations were helping. Some were even using their tax monies to sponsor these South Africans that ran away from their country. But now, here, South Africans seem to have forgotten that they once went through trouble in their country. Apartheid once entered their country, and the black people of Africa helped them towards their independence until they were independent. Like Malema was saying, if you bring all your buses and you put all these African nations or African foreigners in these buses and take them back to their countries, it doesn't mean that you'll find jobs tomorrow. There will still be joblessness, there will still be instability, and there will still be inequality. I like that statement. And he stressed with all his heart. You could see that Malema was stressing from the bottom of his heart that you cannot do that to a fellow brother, that you cannot do that to destroy or to kill a fellow brother in a barbaric way. fellow brothers, let us love one another. This doesn't affect those African countries that were mentioned, that they are not wanted. It also affects some of us that are close to South Africa, because South Africa is our neighbor. It affects a lot in a lot of things. If all these African brothers, if all these African brothers are to go back to their African countries, we are going to suffer a lot, because they give money as in rental. They rent South African houses, they rent South African business premises. Even transportation will suffer if they go, because they use public transport to go from point A to B. So once they leave, where are you going to get all that money that they are boosting the economy with? This is a way of boosting your economy. They are even working in your farms. South Africans, they are working in your farms. Why don't you work with them? Collaborate. See how they do it. Do business together. Prosper together. Ask them how they prosper. And I don't see any problems, because one of them was even saying that we want their children to come and learn, because these people are gifted. They are seriously gifted with the manual work. They know how to do a lot of things like plumbing, electricians. Most of them are electricians. They're plumbers. They're welders. They fix cars. They're mechanics. So we got to learn a lot from them. We got to give our children that failed at school to them. Yes, some of them are selling nyaope, that is the drugs. Some of them are selling drugs. Let those that are selling drugs face the law. Not everybody can all people be selling drugs? No, that can never be. Thank you for this opportunity, Daniel, of passing my message through. Like the channel and please subscribe. I'll come back again some other time when Daniel invites me. Goodbye.